Hey everyone, we're at the Sacramento PanGaia Festival. I've never been here before, but I've wanted to go for years, so we're gonna see what's it all about.
I was just thinking, I was like, man, you guys know.
Yeah. But really, it's just a powder grows here in California.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I choose.
Yes.
You can use it like Chinese wash, you can drink it. It's concentrated.
I want one of those, like 20 down here, and then one this one.
You could pick any one of these. You pick one out for yourself. I want some colors in there. I don't know if it's gonna fit you. This one. Look it out there. Look it out there.
Who's basket?
She had the chain mail and the corset on. Had
Yeah. She had the scones. Yeah.
Whoa, these are golden art?
yeah, one could be.
It is. Is it a stone or handmade?
In anywhere. I was sitting there and I hugged them. Got it.
You want to be here.
Keep going.
You want to be closer to the I am comfortable.
Blessed be, guys and ghouls. I apologize in advance if it randomly looks like I have a sunburn. I'm having a little bit of trouble with my lighting, and I'm trying to fix it with filters and color balance, but it's a little dodgy, so bear with me. But anyhow, today is the day after we went to the PanGaia Festival, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to share with you all the cool stuff we got. We had a lot of fun. It was really, really awesome. This was the first year I was able to go, so I think it's definitely going to be something that we'll look forward to in the future. Now, let me share with you the first item on our list. Actually, I'm feeling a little parched, so let me take a sip. Tea. So we went to this really cool tea booth, and I'll leave just in the description, I'll leave the links to, or I'll let you know in the description where we got all of these items. Unfortunately, we got business cards from just about every booth, but I don't know where they are right now. So by the time I upload this, I'm sure I'll find them and I'll let you know where everything's coming from. But first things first is we got this awesome tea from this company called Kitchen Witch Gourmet. It's really, really good. This is actually the tea that my sister-in-law got. We had it yesterday, and it's so, so nice. And the one I got, unfortunately, the jar broke on the way home. We don't know how it happened, but the bottom part of it broke. So like you can see the label's upside down. But the one I bought is called Spellbound. It's so delicious. It's what I'm drinking right now. We were able to salvage most of the tea, so I just put it in one of our own jars, so because there's just no way I'd be missing out on this deliciousness. It's really, really good. And what's really awesome about their shop is if you reuse these jars, they give you like a discount of some sort, I think. But it's really good. It's really delicious. Really, really, really worth it. It was awesome. We've been enjoying it immensely. So the next thing we got, so this was actually one of my sister-in-law's purchases that I've been kind of really excited about. It's one of those things where I really wanted to get it, but as soon as she said she was going to get it, I'm like, okay, because I'll just use some of yours. But it's this body butter. This one in particular is in the scent Fairy Giggles. It's amazing. It's super, super awesome. And it's really great stuff. It just melts into your skin. It doesn't feel greasy. There's no residue. It's just super, super nourishing, and it smells amazing. It's really good stuff. It's made with olive oil, shea butter, aloe vera, distilled water, beeswax, and sea wax, which I am not sure what that is, but hey, it's all stuff I can pronounce, so that's pretty good. And it's scented with the essential oils of kunzia, carnation, rose, heather, black pepper, lavender, and vitamin E. So it's a really fun, invigorating scent. Like just the mixture between like the rose and the lavender and the black pepper. It wants you to bust up giggling. It's really lighthearted, effervescent scent. So good stuff. It was kind of bad. We had to pace ourselves, but that was one of the other reasons why we got business cards for everything, is because we knew that these were shops that we were going to want to shop from in the future. Because we kind of decided to go to this festival spur of the moment. So we were not prepared financially. So hopefully we'll be able to buy more of their things online and still support our local businesses. So at one of the first booths we went to, my sister-in-law bought some Low John, which she's been using quite a lot of. Our whole household got audited by the IRS, and we've all been kind of dealing with it and fighting it. And my sister-in-law in particular, like she's right now, hers is the only one that's kind of still indeterminate. So she's been using Low John to kind of help with legal matters and financial success. So it's been pretty good. We have been having trouble keeping it alight, but that's because our dumbasses don't have any charcoal on hand, which is what you're usually supposed to use for raw incense like this. So hopefully at some point today we'll go pick up some charcoal discs, and that should help things along. What else? We got a crap ton of incense. Let's see. So this one is Sandal Rose. We got it at the same place as the Low John. It smells so good. Like, it doesn't smell like sandalwood, and it doesn't smell like rose. It smells very kind of sweet and nostalgic. I guess the best way I can kind of describe it is like a mixture between like the smell of your aunt's hugs and a bookstore. Yeah. Another one we've been using like crazy is this one. It's called Witch's Brew. We got it from the Two Sisters Botanica. So that's where we got the Low John as well. And again, I'll leave links for everything down below. But this stuff smells incredible. We've been burning it basically nonstop since yesterday. It's just so good. I wish they had written down like what the scents are broken down into, because it defies explanation. But it's a very warm, sweet, spicy scent, which basically breaks down all scents, really, just about. But it's a really nice scent. I think it's kind of a universal scent that everyone would like. It's not florally. It's just very comforting and very soothing. Like from burning it yesterday, just our household has just been very kind of mellow and happy and at ease. It's really good stuff. The other one we got, my sister-in-law picked this one out. It's called Lilith, and it smells awesome as well. Now this one is a much lighter scent. It's not very like musty. It smells a lot more, like I said, a lot lighter, a lot fresher, almost florally, but not quite. Alrighty, and speaking of incense, one thing I picked up, a new incense burner, because let's face it, you can never have too many. I love this one. It's got the pentacle at the bottom and all these designs at the top. It's just really beautiful. I have like 5 incense burners at home, but I don't have any vertical incense burners, and we've been using this one in the living room nonstop since yesterday. It's really beautiful, and I love how it's got just this beautiful inlay. I got a good deal on it because it does have some really minor damage, which I don't care about. But that's kind of the beauty of shopping from small local businesses, is that they're very compassionate about things like that. So this thing was originally $12, but I got it for $9. It's beautiful, and because it is vertical, it takes up less space, so we can put this thing anywhere. So there's that. I believe that shop was called Witch on a Budget, but I'll leave descriptions down below. And from that same shop, so for some reason, our entire household, yesterday morning, before we even knew we were going to PanGaia, we were talking about selenite and how we really wanted selenite wands. And my sister-in-law and I were talking about it in great depth. Now, I'm not quite sure where my sister-in-law's selenite went, but I found one of my own. There was selenite all over the festival. It was kind of crazy how, like, we were talking about it that morning, then spur of the moment decided to go to PanGaia, and there was selenite probably at every stall. It was pretty amazing. So it was really great, because that meant we had a lot of opportunities to kind of pick them up, touch them, figure out which ones kind of reverberated with us. So my sister-in-law opted for a small piece, probably about 3 inches long, of raw selenite. I think she paid like $3 for it. And none of the raw selenite quite felt right to me, which is unusual, because usually I gravitate towards raw stones. But the second I picked this guy up, I instantly knew that it was mine. Like, it was mine. I had to get it. Like, it had always belonged to me. This was $10 for a polished piece of selenite. And it just feels so nice and natural in my hand, and I love it. You can see kind of in the reflection of the light how it just sort of glows. It's just such a beautiful stone, and I'm so happy that this came into my life, and it feels so nice to me. So natural in my hand. And the great thing about selenite is it's an awesome amplifier. That's why they make such great wands. And among other things, it's related to like gypsum and alabaster. And anyhow, I'm really, really excited about this. What else did we get? Oh, each adult who went, so my sister-in-law, her daughter's dad, and myself, we each grabbed a piece of obsidian. I used to go arrowhead hunting with my dad. We would walk through fields and along mountain roads where people were known to have inhabited for hundreds of years. And we would look for mounds of earth, and we would dig through them to find obsidian arrowheads. So obsidian's always been a very meaningful stone to me. And so when I saw these, I had to get them. These were $1. $1. And it felt so good in my hand. I had to get them. So I got this one at the Witch on a Budget shop. My sister-in-law and her old man got theirs at a different shop, but they were the same price. They were $1 each. This place was just amazing. My sister-in-law also got this stone, which I'm going to look like a dummy because I've got my crystal book right there, but I'm not going to bother to look this up. But this guy right here, none of us can remember the name of it off the top of our heads, but it's a crystal she has had in the past that really resonated with her. And the second she saw this one, she knew she had to pick it up. So that was a thing that happened. We went a little crazy, but at the same time, like, we didn't get a ton of stuff. Because like I said, we wanted to pace ourselves. This was kind of something that we hadn't planned on doing. But we did reach out to a lot of the shops and had some really great experiences with them. In particular, the two Sisters Botanica shop. Like I said, it was like the first booth we went to, but they were super friendly and super knowledgeable. It was a really great welcome, and every single product they had was incredible. Like, we could have easily blown all of our money there. And you know how when you usually go to festivals or fairs, like, you go to that first shop and you end up spending too much there. And then by the end of it, you're like, okay, well, I should have, waited until I saw what else this fair had to offer. In this case, zero regrets, because they were so awesome and so unique that by the end of the fair, we were still really, really happy that we had purchased from them. So I highly recommend their shop. Everything they do is handmade. They, like, literally the two sisters hand make everything. So it's a really, really great business. Supporting small businesses is so important, so important. The fact that their products are quality, it's just definitely check them out. The other one, the Witch on a Budget shop, was awesome. We had so much fun. They were just cracking us up. Like, we probably could have hanged out. We probably could have hung out at that booth all day. Like, they were just really, really friendly people. Everything in their booth was affordable. It's kind of funny because my sister-in-law and her old man and my niece were hanging out at a shop a couple booths ahead that dealt in, like, handmade wands. And they were looking at those and talking to the shop owner about wire wrap jewelry, because they're both really into wire wrap jewelry. And then I kind of peeked down the row and I see this giant black tent that's just besmirched with pentacles and Mjolnirs and runes, and I'm just like, hey, yeah, my people are down there. I'll be back. It was awesome. Everything was just so cool and so affordable, and everyone was just super, super nice. They are definitely a shop that our entire household is going to be shopping from quite often. Because usually when it comes to our spiritual goods, we do a lot of our shopping. I'm here in Sacramento. We do a lot of our shopping at Garden of Enchantment, but I like to spread my dollar out a little bit. And as much as I love Garden of Enchantment, I can't get everything there. And I'd like to have a little diversity, because some things resonate with you and some things don't. So definitely check them out. Everyone there was super, super nice. We had strangers coming up to us and talking to us like we had been friends for years. It was just such a welcoming, wholesome, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful environment. The tea place was really awesome too, of course. Obviously, we wouldn't buy from people who weren't. It was kind of cool. Like, the lady knew right away that I was pregnant. And she's like, here are the caffeine-free teas, but stay away from that one. Like, that one's got raspberry leaf, which, if you don't know, raspberry leaf is really, really good for pregnant women as long as they're in the late stages of pregnancy, because raspberry leaf is really great at strengthening your uterine muscles. But if you take it too early in your pregnancy, then it can cause a lot of problems. So it's good to kind of stay away from that when it comes to herbal teas. But they had a ton of caffeinated teas, but they also had a really nice selection of uncaffeinated teas. And keep in mind, this was a booth at a fair, so what we saw was just a tiny fraction of what they actually carry. Like, I haven't checked out their online shop yet, but I'm really excited to. So the only downsides with the fair was that we got there probably around 2, 3-ish, and the live music hadn't been set up yet. And by the time we were leaving around 5:30, we were all hot and dehydrated, and they were still setting up the live music, so we didn't get to experience that, which was kind of a bummer because it looked really cool. Like, they had a stage set up that had like octopus legs and like a bubble machine, and looked very kind of like steampunky. So I would have loved to have been able to see that, but we just didn't. We weren't up to it. We were really hot and tired and ready to go home at that point. The other thing was there was only 2 food vendors there, which was kind of a nightmare because the first food vendor that we saw, we went to, and it was like a barbecue place. But when we got there, like, they were out of everything. And when I say everything, I meant there was 2 things on their menu that they were not out of. And that was chicken and tri-tip sandwich. That was it. And they didn't have drinks. They didn't have any silverware. Like, they gave us spoons to eat our chicken with. And it was really overpriced. It was $12 for 1 chicken breast and 1 side of potato salad. And it was like not even homemade. It was potato salad like out of a tub. The chicken was really dry. I couldn't eat it. I packed it up and gave it to my husband when I got home because it was just so dry and it was really underseasoned. The guy was really nice, but $12 for 1 chicken breast and 1 side of pre-made potato salad, it was ridiculous. It was exorbitant, especially since, like, we didn't have silverware, we didn't have napkins, they didn't have drinks. The only drink they had 1 Pepsi that we gave to my sister-in-law's old man because he really wanted a soda. It wasn't even cold, it was hot. So $2 for 1 hot Pepsi, and it was ridiculous. The guy who ran the booth was really friendly and really nice, but like, it wasn't worth it. And he didn't take cards, which, you know, at a fair is your prerogative, but it was literally the first place we went to that did not accept card payments. So I had to go into the VFW building next door and try to find an ATM so that we could pay for our overpriced, not good food. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was like, the chicken breast wasn't even seasoned. It was really dry. It was just not impressed. And I was really dehydrated and overheated at this point. So I decided to check out the other food vendor, which was like located slightly, sorry, someone's car alarm is going off. I decided to check out the other food vendor. I got footage of it, so I'm sure you saw it, but it was like a kettle corn place, which is why we didn't go there originally, because we wanted real food. But the kettle corn place was actually really awesome. The guy was super fun, super friendly. Like I said, the only food they served really was like different kinds of kettle corn. Like, they had caramel corn and kettle corn. But at least they had ice cold drinks. And I got a nice ice cold Italian soda, and it was just primo. So I kind of wish we would have just skipped the tri-tip place and went straight to the kettle corn place. It was bizarre. But anyhow, the kettle corn place was awesome. And I guess there was like another food vendor there, but they didn't have any signage or anything. So I don't even know if they were actually a food vendor. Like, my sister-in-law said that she saw them like serving up tacos. But again, like, there was no signage, nothing. So for all I know, it was just like someone's personal like camp spot type of thing going on. So anyhow, everything was amazing, but the food situation was pretty disappointing. So next time, when we go next year, because I definitely want to go next year, it was awesome. I'm going to bring our own drinks at the very least, and maybe some snacks, because that was the big, so it was really hot and windy, and we all got really dehydrated, so we needed something cold to drink. However, that being said, again, all of the shops were amazing. Like, we had to kind of take it easy because we easily could have bought something from every single shop. And everyone there was super, super nice, super, super friendly. It was just fabulous. We had a grand time. If you ever get the opportunity to go, I highly recommend it. It was great. They had boffing, I think. It's not LARPing, but it's, you know, mock medieval battles. They had that set up. So we had people who were obviously experienced at it fighting each other in like a ring. And then there was like little kids who were being shown how to do it. It was so cool. They had, there was music everywhere. Because although they didn't have like the big live band set up, there was still people playing instruments walking around everywhere. There was recorded music playing all the time. It was really, really cool. I really recommend it. So anyhow, thank you guys so much for listening to me rant. But that being said, when you get a chance, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell, and let me know down below if you know what kind of crystal this is, because I have my crystal book right there, but I don't feel like looking it up. So let me know. Stay spooky.